everybody, to Comics Podcast, episode 65. We've been here for 65 episodes. We greatly appreciate you guys joining us. I am your host this week. I'm Esteban. Let's go ahead and go around the table and see who else has joined us.
Hey, this is Ash.
Hello, this is Luis.
I'm Andres.
All right, and yes, we are missing Carmen. So everyone that typically tunes in for Carmen, please stay for the entire episode. Okay, don't drop off. Okay.
She may show up. You never know. For the people
that's
that wait.
true. That's true.
I hope she doesn't.
You're fucked up, dude. You're such
she said she's sick.
I know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Andres. He is our resident drink of the week. Andres, what are you drinking, man?
Tonight I am drinking a Forest of the Giants from I think they are my favorite San Diego brewery. It's called Pure Brewing. This is a quadruple IPA. So
Holy shit.
Coming in at 13%. So it's gonna be one of those episodes for me. It's actually bitter. They have Pure calls their like IPAs murky instead of it like being a hazy. It's just a term that they use for their beers. It's really good. It's not ultra bitter. It's even though it's a quad, it's really smooth drinking, and it's kind of deadly when it's so high because it's gonna come up towards the end of the show. So, cheers.
Nice. Very, very cool.
Good day.
I've ended a lot of dates saying that it's going to come up by the end of the show. That's when the pills kick in. You know how it is.
You sound super like like a horrible person for saying that. Like a horrible. That's when the pills kick in. When you're on a date, come on, man, do better. You're better.
No, for me, the pills for me.
Okay.
Viagra. That's fucking nice. No.
He's talking about.
That'd be one hell of a way to start the date.
Right?
You tell her, just wait till the pills kick in. She's like, check please.
I remember vodka being green. Just drink it. Not making it a joke.
It's because he takes his little blue pills. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's his little blue pills. Ooh. Is it girthy?
I mean, it depends.
We were first talking about date rape, and now we're talking about penis size. Or
he was talking about that, not me.
I was talking about Viagra the whole time.
Oh, sure. I bet he was.
I really was.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and
get us not canceled.
Said, hey, grab a hold of the show, huh?
I know. I'm sorry. My apologies. Luis, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you, man, for YouTube comments.
Hey. Okay.
Please be more enthusiastic.
Whoa. This is a part of the show where you guys get to be a part of it. And any comments that you post about us, we will read it on the next episode. So if before you tune out, talk some shit and we will read it. I'm going to start with a comment on episode 64 from resident favorite Zach Freeman. Great show today. Esteban, your story about your wife making fun of you and the rest of the nerds, I gasped too. Talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man,
yeah. Had me on the floor laughing my ass off. Definitely the funniest moment of the show. You guys keep it fresh and so clean. Comics Podcast. Check you later.
Why do I hear like a tune after he said it? Like when you said Comics Podcast, I heard like a jingle in the back of my head. Comics Podcast. Ding. You know what I mean?
Check
Is it just later. Me?
Yeah. Put on
then check you later.
Yeah.
on his tooth, like cling.
Yeah, you know, like Ash says it, Comics Podcast, big old smile, and then his tooth like glistens. Ding.
Check you later, running underneath Comics Podcast.
That'd be dope, man.
It would be dope. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate all the support as always, buddy. Then the next one, also on episode 64, Melissa Morales commenting on something else Esteban said. I think Eastern Promises is a great movie.
Oh no, that was Andres. That was Andres's recommendation to Carmen.
A fantastic movie. And
So
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I'll let you take it because she says Eastern. There's more to the comment, but she says Eastern Promises is a great big letters movie.
It really is.
It's a fantastic movie. It's on my radar now.
If you have not seen it, I would definitely recommend watching it.
I will look into this. Then she follows that with saying she has a recommendation for us, and I'm gonna kick it to Esteban to say what he thinks. Recommendation: Dexter New Blood. If you're a Dexter fan, I really enjoyed it, even though the first series ending sucked. I still need to watch Harry Potter special. Glad to see you're all doing well. Hey, we should all go to Comic-Con. Woo! Hearts. All right, Esteban. Recommendation about Dexter New Blood.
I give that show a fucking A+. That was the ending we deserved.
Yes.
And it's not week to week. It's straight through.
I think it's done. The way they ended it, there's at least me personally, the way they ended it, I see no way of a season 2. I don't.
It feels conclusive. They could, but I don't want them to do what they did with the original Dexter, which was it should have ended after Trinity, or maybe a season after Trinity, and they're just like, hey, money, and then they just kept going. And this one feel like it has a good ending. Just, am I the only one? And Melissa, if you're listening to this, I'm curious what you think. But for right now, it's you, Esteban, and maybe Ash, or you listening. Or did it feel like everyone else's acting was subpar? Like they spent all the money on Michael C. Hall, but the acting of like all the town's kids and like the other supporting cast, like the police chief had good acting, but like everyone else, like Harrison, I thought had not good acting. And
he was okay. He was okay, but I picture okay. So the scenes where it's centered, the episodes that centered around the kids, I think that the acting was fine. It gave me a bit of a reminded me a little bit of 13 Reasons Why acting, kind of, not very much, and which is great because I put that type of acting above, for example, CW acting. You know what I mean? So it was very much 13 Reasons Why, the acting amongst the kids, which was great. I loved it because I've seen a few episodes of 13 Reasons Why. So I thought it was okay. But I do agree that there were some of the kids that they ended up hiring or casting. It very well could have been their first speaking roles, that they were on there. Yeah. So it was okay. As far as the kids go, I do see what you mean about them spending the money on Michael C. Hall, the police chief. Yes. And then what's his name? The main villain, Clancy. I forget his last name. He's that's where the money is. That's where the story was, which is fine. It's no big deal, because even the setting, the town that they were in, I thought it was great. It was different. I loved it. It was awesome. You know what I mean? So I give it an A+ because I believe, and I could be very biased because I really, really loved Dexter when it first came on Showtime, So I feel the same way. It's like, it should have ended after Trinity because, I mean, if you really think about it, the story arc for Dexter up until the end of that season, which was, I believe, season 4, like you can tell it's complete, like it's done, What I would have loved after I finished it, and I was talking to my sister about this, is if they would have ended with Trinity there, okay, and they flashed forward 10 years and we got Dexter New Blood as a season 5, and then it ended, fucking immaculate show. I thought that would have been perfect,
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me. What about you, Luis? I know you finished it through.
Very similar thoughts. I loved it. There were parts of it that I had to look the other way. Like, I'm not that kind of guy that It's like, that's not true. That's not how that works. Like, I just try to enjoy the ride. But there were a couple of scenes, and we talked about this when the episodes would happen. Like, certain things were like a little bit of a reach, but you allow it to happen to push the story along.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you an example. We're getting attacked by aliens, and it's like, man, we're getting beat up by these aliens. What do we do? Oh my gosh, I found a ring that can destroy the aliens. Like, it's like, bro, you just found that. Okay, all of a sudden you found that ring, and it's not that lame, but there were certain scenes that it's like, what are we gonna do? I found the answer. Like,
it was convenience. Like, it seemed it seemed very video game-ish, survival horror video game. Like, you walk into a room, like, oh my god, an ammo box. I needed this. You know what I mean?
Right. And so, you know what? That's the best way I can phrase it. It was convenient. Like, I need an answer to this. The first room I go to, there's the thing, and like in the original Dexter, he would say, like, you're seeing it through his perspective, and a lot of the characters that I'm talking about now, it's not Dexter, but when you see it through his perspective, he says, I know what people that need to hide things, how they hide things. If I was them, I would do it here, and then they'll find the like secret compartment or whatever, and then you'll understand.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because he's like, he thinks in the way of a psycho. But I don't want to get too far out left field, but I strongly recommend it. I will not be keeping Showtime. That is the only show that I was keeping for, but yeah.
Well, I hear that the other show, Yellow Jackets, apparently that's like,
I keep seeing it pop up, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You're going to see Christina Ricci. Why would you not want to watch? And I hear that show is very good too. So I would say do it.
Maybe try an episode. I got a new addiction that I just started on HBO Max called The Holy Gemstones? The Righteous Gemstones.
Which was that one?
Nobody? Oh, sleeper hit for me too. Danny McBride created, written, starring Danny McBride, Adam Devine, and John Goodman.
Oh, is that the religious one?
The Joel
religious one?
It's like a Joel Osteen spoof.
Yes.
Andres, right up your fucking alley, man. You would fucking love it. Episode 1, like right out the gate, I'm dying laughing, like, because they're a family. John Goodman is Joel Osteen. And then Danny McBride and Adam Devine, they're both like the sons. And so they're all trying to be like, they're competing to be the pastors or whatever. And so it opens, the first scene is not a spoiler really. They're in China and they're baptizing. They're doing a 24-hour baptizing like ceremony in like a big wave pool. But like the wave pool shut off. And he's just like, the way they're talking shit to each other, but like they're trying to be like still righteous, but they're being such assholes to each other. Like, you're dunking him wrong. You're getting water in his nose. You see, you dunk a guy like this. That's how you do it. That's how pros. And like, it's so just ridiculous but like, it's genuinely funny. It's like I laughed out loud so many times, but there's drama in it too. Essentially the story goes with somebody gets like a phone clip of Danny McBride like snorting coke with prostitutes, and they're like, give us $1 million or this thing will go viral, and then trouble ensues. Like, you find all that out within the first 15 minutes of the show. I'm like, I'm fucking down with this, because they're a bunch of frauds. Like, they got 3 jets, the Father, like, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
That's funny, dude.
So great. I
think that's the dream for me of Adam Sandler and Danny McBride is every movie, it's just a different name, but I'll always be Ash. That would be a dream job for me.
Yeah.
Just show up and just be myself in every fucking movie.
Yeah. Like, Danny McBride in this feels like Eastbound and Out. Like, it's the same character.
That one was good.
It was good. It's so funny.
But he's End of the World's End, the End of the World's End of the
At World's End?
No, not World's End. That's the
that's the Simon Pegg one. Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's called The End of the World. He's playing himself, and it's like, bro, this is every character you've ever done ever. Like, minus the fucking cannibalism and but
Yeah.
other than that, like, yeah. But see, that's such a fucking dream job. Just show up to work and just be myself. And
That's fucking great. If y'all looking for something to jump into, the Righteous
I
Gemstones.
would probably watch that.
Season 2 just started.
So plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, but
Are
thank
you guys,
Melissa.
thank you, Melissa. For Walking Dead, have you completely given up, or knowing that next season's the last season, are you down to catch up for the movie?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, Telethrone. Andres?
Sorry, I had some noise going on over here that I don't know what it was. Am I willing to get back into it? No, I do not think I am. I don't know, in the previous iteration of this show, it had lost me back then, and it hasn't gotten any better. So
It's kind of weird though too, like, hey Maggie, don't die in case my fucking show doesn't work out, I can come back. Like, okay, welcome back to Walking Dead. Like, that's fucking crazy.
That's what I was gonna say, is like Lauren Cohen would be the only person pulling me to get back into the show, but I was like,
Agreed.
And we were just talking about Dexter, like overstaying its welcome. Like, talk about a show overstaying its welcome. Like,
it's weird because it's not making the money that it was when it was like, did you see who? Like, I used to watch that show with my butt puckered, like, oh, please don't die, and then it would be like, with the last 4 minutes, I'd be like, every fucking time I'd fall for it. Okay, no one's gonna die, and then like fucking
someone died.
or Beth, like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Wasn't it like it broke a bunch of records of like the highest watch show on basic cable TV, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
absolutely.
I don't even hear that shit anymore. I don't hear anything.
After the whole
we would watch the show, and then Esteban and I would go to Frank and Sons, or we would get these not the variant comics, the ones that were black and white, and then the only color would be the blood or the whatever they were presenting. Like, and that would be fucking amazing. And then
the compendium, those fucking books are massive, dude.
Yeah.
And then like they're using promos on Netflix, and the still is like somebody I've never seen, but it'll be Walking Dead. I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
Because they have 2 spin-off shows. There's Fear the Walking Dead, which is supposed to take place before everything, like at the early days of the virus, and then there's World of the Dead or something like that. So,
oh Jesus,
I don't even know what.
There's a spin-off of something that's not working anymore.
I guess, man. I guess. Luis, we got any more comments?
Yeah, we got one more. Last comment is by the very great Heavyweight. Great show once again on episode 64. When Esteban went to his soliloquy about Spider-Man and Punisher, all I can picture is the meme of the guy in the chalkboard with all the math equations around him. In Spider-Man No Way Home, Electro alluded to Miles Morales when Tobey Maguire came through the portal. He looked like Miles Morales, Peter Parker. Oh, I didn't even think of that. When Peter Parker was wearing the hoodie, I guess it was alluding to Miles Morales. I knew the Electro part, so great catch on that, Heavyweight. Where he's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be black."
Yeah,
it's a guy from
right.
Queens or whatever. Like, that was fascinating to me. But holy shit, yeah, you just see his like silhouette of the hoodie.
It's actually pretty good.
Good on you, sir. Very good on you.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I think that's why they kind of salvaged it by saying like, I'm looking for Spider-Man. A Spider-Man comes in. Everybody's seen it, right?
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, let's try a Peter Parker, and a Peter Parker comes in. That way, it's not like they're not getting the Asian Spider-Man, or you know what I mean? Like they did.
That'd have been funny.
Specific. And then I think I brought this up last week when Tobey Maguire walked in. It was so Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. It really was. It really was.
It was so. It was like fucking. That was so perfect. Like, it's what we know you as. Like, even when he was becoming buff, and he was like, that was very Tobey Maguire. It's like perfect.
It was really, really
We'll
good.
get into that.
Yeah. Ash.
Well, thank you, Heavyweight, and that concludes YouTube comments. Sorry, back to you.
No, you're good. You're good. Good. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it over to Ash for our Instagram comments.
We only have happy face emojis, and it's concerning you splooging in my face.
Oh, you're welcome.
Not semen.
It was better for my skin.
It usually is. It's got proteins in it, so it should hydrate your skin really, really well.
Yeah. Black really won't crack now. Anyway, so it's only happy face emojis, and then that's really it for that. Nothing's been said, and we haven't really posted as much this week, which will be back up soon.
Yeah, it will. So diving into recommendation, I know Andres ended up recommending to Carmen Eastern Promises, but Carmen is not here, so we'll dive into that hopefully next week. She can go ahead and give us her review of Eastern Promises. But I am going to go ahead and recommend, and I'm going to recommend this to Luis. I'm actually really happy. This is a show that I watched in 2011. I brought it up before, but the reason why I didn't recommend it is because you have to pay for it. Now it's free on Hulu.
Yeah.
It's called Lights Out.
The horror show.
It's no, the boxing one. It's a boxing show.
Oh,
It's a boxing show, yeah. With
Really good show. I was really, really sad that it got canceled because I got hooked in it. And yeah, it was originally on FX. So I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good show. 13 episodes. So I'm recommending 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes hopefully get you hooked so that you can go ahead and finish the entire. It's only 1 season. So
Lights Out.
Yeah, Lights Out.
You saw it when it came out, Andres?
Oh yeah.
it was around the same time as Sons of Anarchy, so that's when I saw it.
All right.
Yeah. It was like one of those because they always sold it as like, I think Lights Out was on Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I think the following day was Sons of Anarchy, so they always, when they did the promo would be like very much tied together, because it was gritty like Sons of Anarchy, but it wasn't as well. To me, it wasn't, at least I gotta watch it again because I obviously only saw when it came out. It wasn't as violent as Sons of Anarchy, but I'm sure if the show continued, it would have gotten to that level. But yeah, hope you enjoy it, man.
All right. I'll check it out and I'll report back.
Got real weird when Marilyn Manson was raping one of the Sons of Anarchy. Got real dark.
You
I
mean
don't think he did.
Twitter Life? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the shit.
So moving on to reshoots that are going on right now with Miss Marvel. Apparently there's a lot of drama on set right now because there are massive reshoots that are going on. I know some of the comic book community are up in arms in regards to it because they are really changing her powers, which I think is a little sad, that they're altering her character drastically from the comic books. As far as the comic books goes, she has very much Mr. Fantastic powers. Andres.
We're talking about Kamala Khan.
Correct.
Just so everybody else knows.
Got it. Thank you. I was thinking Mrs. Marvel, not Miss Marvel. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Kamala Khan's powers. And if you guys have played the Avengers video game, it's very much follows the comic books. So she has very much Mr. Fantastic powers where she can get taller and by stretching out her limbs and things like that, or making her hands a lot bigger and stuff like that. So they're changing that. They're giving her, and I think I was reading an article, they compared her powers to Green Lantern powers, where she's able to make constructs out of her mind, just like the Green Lantern Corps. But her silhouette, the color silhouette that they're giving her is a purple color silhouette. So that's what they're changing it to. I strongly disagree with it because what they're trying to do is they're trying to, I think, and the only thing that I can think of is that they're trying to tie her powers relatively close to Captain Marvel's powers and Photon's powers, which to me does not make sense at all. They should have kept it the way that it is. But a lot of people were saying, oh, they didn't want to. This is what one, I was reading it on Reddit. A Redditor was saying, oh, there goes Marvel again, trying to take something away from, a character that was created, a character of color, because they don't want them to be confused with Mr. Fantastic when they bring Mr. Fantastic into the MCU, because Mr. Fantastic's powers are so much like hers and this and that, and they don't want it to be her character overshadowing Mr. Fantastic's powers. I feel it as a stretch, but then again, there it is. But then again, we've seen DC do worse. You know what I mean? With the whole Ray Fisher thing. I don't agree with it. I mean, I hope that, because she's getting her own series, and then she's also going to be in the movie The Marvels. I hope that it's not a one and done for her and that's it, because it doesn't do very well. I really hope this is a show that takes off and there's multiple seasons to it. But what I want to know is, what do you guys think about this whole thing about changing her powers to suit what the whispers are saying as far as why Marvel's changing her powers? Andres.
It sounds really lame and stupid. I hope it's just not because, look, I get that they're trying to save fucking the Fantastic Four's aura to them, I guess, as like fucking Marvel's first family. But everybody knows who's like, the only person that would benefit you trying to hide those powers from anybody is somebody that doesn't know who the Fantastic Four is, like a child coming to age that's barely going to see the Marvel series. It's like, oh my god, these two characters have similar power sets. Like, how could that be? Yeah. So everyone older already knows her power set is like Mr. Fantastic, and she's brilliant like Mr. Fantastic, and she could build shit. Okay, that doesn't negate her character. So I don't know why is the need to give her a different power set. And then like, look, we get that she has she's Miss Marvel and she has Captain Marvel, similar name, their color scheme are similar. So I thought it was cool that is the way it is, and that they power set like that would, like, I like that feature. It's not totally a clone of Captain Marvel. It's just something similar. They have similar names and they could go from there as different characters. So I think it's a lame move. I really hope that doesn't happen. And I hope they just stay as accurate to the comics as possible.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just the way that everything, the bullshit. I see it as bullshit for them to change her powers and whatnot. What about you, Ash?
Is it for a TV show?
Yeah, it's her first show is going to be Ms. Marvel, which is going to be on Disney Plus.
Okay, so it's not a budget issue. I was thinking maybe they did that because it's easier to do a Green Lantern thing easier than to try to make a stretchy thing for 1 million episodes. But for the game, like, Mr. Fantastic like stretches and like whatever, but her main thing was like big fist. She grows and then like everything's like big fist knockout punches.
Right.
It's still different, and I didn't think of Mr. Fantastic when I thought of her, because everything like it's a big hand slap or it's a big knockout punch, and then she does grow big, but it wasn't like a stretch out big. It was like she grows like everything is still, it's as if she just grew into a bigger person.
Right. I mean, there are visible differences between what she can do and what Mr. Fantastic can do, like major differences, you know.
Yeah.
So I consider the reason bullshit, you know, if that's the reason why they're actually changing her powers and whatnot. That's the way I feel. I think it's bullshit, you know.
I mean, it's hard. It's weird to say something like that when like they gave Miles Morales, a person of color, Spider-Man's, but abilities. So it's hard to. I don't think it's a decision of race where they're like, no. You know what I mean? It could have been a budget issue. It could have been we could make this a lot prettier if we made it a purple Green Lantern thing, rather than trying to make it like a stretchy armed, you know what I mean? Like CGI wise, it could probably look a lot better than what it really should look like.
Right. And I see what you're saying, but it's funny that you say, and I'm not making fun of what you're saying or calling you out or anything like that. But when you said to make it look pretty, I can picture executives in the boardroom like, that's not very feminine power, you know, to give her a power to stretch. Let's make it prettier, you know. So I can picture that conversation happening in a boardroom, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. What about you, Luis?
What's a bummer I would imagine Disney knows what they're doing to an extent. I mean, I'm not happy with every single project that they've come out with, but the one thing that I'm bummed out about is if she never gets her stretchy powers, or if they're going to make it evolve or whatever, we're missing out on a scene of when eventually they get in the same movie, Mr. Fantastic and Kamala Khan. How great of a scene would it be in a battle to see him do something and her to be like, you could do that? And he's like, you've never tried? And then to see like a mentoring something like, I always find that's always kind of cool. Like there was an episode of Teen Titans back in the anime Teen Titans, and they go to Starfire's home planet, and when Beast Boy sees the animals that are on that planet, like later in the episode, he turns into one of those animals. Like it's like you see the character growth. And so it would just be such a fascinating thing, especially Kamala Khan, what is she, 16, 17? To see like that, someone like Mr. Fantastic that probably had more experience in fighting or experience in experimenting what his body is capable of doing, for her to see, oh shit, can I do that? Like, and to see that growth, it would just be fun. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
it's more of a rebound. Like it hits and then comes back, and it hits and then it comes back. Like it's never like Mr. Fantastic like wrap around you and fucking, you know, keep the tornado from fucking killing everybody. Hers is more like come back, at least from the game that I've seen.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's like my kids are starting to get into not comic books, but like superhero stuff. So there's a couple of shows on Disney, on the Disney Channel and Disney Plus and stuff like that. It's Spider-Man and I think His Amazing Friend. So Ms. Marvel shows up in it. So they didn't shy away from that. You know, so you see what her actual powers, what she can actually do with her powers, you know what I mean? So I mean, I think it's a shame if they changed it because of, you know, something stupid, like they don't want people to be confused, but you know, whatever. But on the note of reshoots, it's been confirmed by Benedict Cumberbatch himself that the reshoots for Doctor Strange have wrapped. So with that tells me that we're probably going to get another trailer probably within the next couple months. I really dug the first teaser trailer. I was a little disappointed when I saw the teaser trailer online. I went to go see Spider-Man, and then the second quote unquote end credit scene was that fucking trailer. I'm like, God damn it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm excited for this one, even more so now because there was a movie poster that was released today, and I sent it to everybody. It was actually pretty cool. It was very Evil Dead, with Scarlet Witch reaching up like in the very first Evil Dead poster, and Doctor Strange's arm coming up and grabbing her by the throat, just like in the original poster of Evil Dead that Sam Raimi directed.
That's an official poster? I thought that was fan art.
I don't know, but I fucking want it. Like that
It
shit's
looks pretty,
dope, dude.
it looked pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
What
it's
was that address? Fan.
I thought it was comicbook.com when they come out with the what if kind of things.
I don't know, man, but I want
Anyway,
that shit.
It looked really fucking good.
Like I want that fucking poster. Like that shit's fucking dope. Like I really, really dug that. So it's like I said, more than likely we're gonna get another trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I know
There a release date for that?
Yeah, dude, it's March, I think. March or May of this year.
Close for editing.
Yeah, March or May of this year. Yeah. I mean, from what I was reading, I don't think the reshoots were that extensive, but it was a lot of little things, so it wasn't super extensive. Just like kind of like the ones that the Ms. Marvel show is going through right now, which is why the Ms. Marvel show got pushed back, because that show was supposed to premiere spring of 22. Now I think it got pushed to like fall or winter of 22. What's up, Ash?
As I don't want to call myself an editor, but as I've been able to edit stuff. Mm-hmm. There are times when you're like, fuck, it would have been cool if we would have got this shot. And it could have been just that. Like, it's all done.
For sure.
But 2 or 3 shots or 2 or 3, it didn't come out clear when Luis said this during the skit, or it didn't come out. And then when we've edited skits, it's like, fuck, that's the best of what we had, because, we've done it 8 times, but 3 times from your angle. And the one we want to show, the audio is not so great. Like, just things, it could have been things like that.
Yeah. And normally reshoots like that end up happening when directors have in their contracts final say of the film. So a lot of the films that do end up going through reshoots, it's more than likely because the directors have final say of the movie. So when it's being edited and when the editors put it together, director reviews it, doesn't like it, he can actually request a reshoot, because he's like, you know what, I didn't like it the way that we shot it. We're going to go ahead and do it again, even though it's been months after, so there's always that. So I'm stoked about it. I'm excited. Hopefully we get, like I said, another trailer soon. But the one thing, what's up, Ash?
The trailer, do you feel there would, we all saw it at the end of, we're going to talk about Spider-Man later. Sorry, go ahead.
The one thing that
it all meshes into what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, the one thing that we were talking about in our pre-show was the possible nonsense cameos that could very well take place in this Multiverse of Madness, and it could be something really, really small, where it's a character looking up because he sees a fracture in the sky, or she sees a fracture in the sky, just as very reminiscent of Spider-Man No Way Home. It could be other things, but I know Andres saw on Twitter that, and I know he doesn't have the full list of the actors that possibly could show up in this film. Probably more than likely probably won't happen, but how cool would it be that to see people like that? Andres, do you remember, I mean, vaguely, which one of the characters quite possibly might show up in Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah, they had from the post that I had mentioned, it was Wolverine. So we have Jesus.
Jackman.
Yeah, thank you. Hugh Jackman coming back. It was Michael Fassbender as Magneto. It was Wesley Blade. It was like a bunch of shit. It was, which was weird. It was both Ken. Fuck. It was Eric Bana's Hulk
Yeah.
for Norton's Hulk. So It was just a bunch of shit. Ryan Reynolds. It was Tom Cruise as like a dickhead. Tony Stark.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it was just a bunch of shit mentioned, which did like it sounds way too convoluted to have scenes with all those characters. But what the fuck do I know? I don't make movies. I just go and watch shit.
Them walking through and then just Hugh Jackman would walk by. Like it could be just a little, like a. They're all nothing scenes, but it's just kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're all saying that to have it make sense. But would you feel disappointed if you actually see like, hey, that's fucking Wolverine, and all he does is walk by the screen, and you're like, what the fuck? We could have done more with him.
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no.
true.
What was the was it First Class when Fassbender and McAvoy were like, right?
Yeah.
And it's like they walk into the bar and then you see the jacket, you're like, that's fucking Logan. Holy shit, that's fucking Logan. And then he goes, we're putting up a team, fuck off. And then they just walk in like, and then he just kind of looks at the camera.
That is way different because that's in that universe, right?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Plus, you already have. It's going to be a lot. Even having Doctor Strange and they each have to have their own storyline. And Scarlet Witch, like they have to have their own. It's gonna be hard enough to make all of that make sense.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like hearing these rumors and stuff like that. Like we even thought that No Way Home was going to be way too much, with all the characters that were supposed to be in it, way too much, and proved us wrong. You know what I mean? So there's that. But yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things that we're gonna have to wait for, obviously, in order for us to go ahead and see something like that. So there's two more things that I want to get into before we get into Spider-Man No Way Home. And I want to go to Andres for this one. Andres, you sent us a post that George R.R. Martin has seen the very first episode of House of Dragons, and he absolutely fell in love with it. And then you replied to yourself with the Godfather 3 gif with Al Pacino saying, what does he say? Oh, at the moment that I think that I'm out, they draw me back in. So are you in? Are you back as Game of Thrones?
I was into it regardless, even though I was trying to be like cautiously optimistic. I think I was in when they had said that it wasn't Benioff and Weiss. So I was like, because they're like persona non grata to me now. Like anything they do, they could get fucked. I don't want to watch it going forward. I don't even care if it is good. Whatever they fucking do going forward, just in protest of how that last season happened. So I think I was in, but the fact, like George R.R. Martin has always been like cool and tried to protect the series, the TV series, until the end when he was like, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have done that. So I take that with a grain of salt. But him saying that like, oh, this is like super good and I'm in it. So yeah, I guess I'm back into that. So yeah.
Right on. Very cool. And I'm pretty sure that goes equal or double for Luis and Andres, and I'm sure Carmen too. Luis, you have reservations on it?
A little, still.
Okay.
Only because I don't know how much of it is. Hey, I've got a piece of that pie. I need people to click on it to, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. Ultimately, it's still a business.
Sure.
And I mean, yeah, I'll wait and see what happens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ash, you're just gonna end up watching it?
Yeah. I got into Game of Thrones probably season 6. I was very late to the game. But luckily, anyway, I'm not gonna get into how I stole cable. I will go ahead and say I caught up, and it was one of those, honestly, 4-episode deals, like 4 episodes a night, and to be like, and to Esteban, which I bug you guys now, that 4 years ago, I would be like, and then can you believe that this and this, and then Ned, and then this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like, yeah, bro, that was 4 years ago, like 6 years ago, like whatever it was. And then I finally caught up. And then it was, by the week. I am into it. Again, I will say what I always say. I'm not as big of a hater on the end of Game of Thrones as everybody else. But it kind of ended the way it began. Like, I honestly thought, I can never remember his name. I know him as 006.
Ned Stark.
Sure, Ned Stark. I thought he was going to be that was the biggest name of everybody in that show at the time.
Sean Bean.
Other than Cersei, but she wasn't her. She wasn't. I can't remember her name. She wasn't that name until this show, but that was the biggest name, at least general public wise. It's like bringing John Cena. If you're going to start a new fucking company and the only person you have is John Cena, but everybody wrestles better than John Cena, you still only know John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Good talk. So anyway, I'm in.
Okay.
Scenario in, but yeah, I'm in.
All right.
I will, especially because I know with the show we're gonna end up fucking. That's gonna be like a week by week.
Oh, of course. And then off of Andres's getting fucked comment, Logan Paul got scammed recently. I don't know if you guys know this, but he spent $3.5 million on quote unquote first edition or first generation Pokemon cards. And it was a scam. So he dropped $3.5 million to buy a box of first edition Pokemon cards. When they were opened, they were, I think, G.I. Joe, like random fucking cards. So yeah, it's fucked up, but he's got the money. I mean, who cares, right? I mean, that's just me, because I don't like him. I don't like Logan Paul. So
that's when you got too much money and you don't know what to do with it. Just drop.
It's stupid money. That's what it's called, bro. It's called stupid money.
Yeah. Goddamn.
Say that.
There's so many pictures of him. Woe is me. That I almost feel it's to tell people I had $3.5 million to lose. It wasn't. I don't even feel like it's a real story. I feel like it was a.
Like, you feel like he was in on it?
There's no money transacted because there's for the bill of sale, if for anything, the amount that it is, the fucking FBI, if I'm mistaken, should be involved. Like 3.5 million a sale, and you got ripped off. Like, for the amount that it is, people should be going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I wrong? Like, I'm sure it wasn't
right.
Like in a back alley, like, hey dog, I got some fucking Pokemon cards, and it's not. I'm sure it was. There's an email. There's a this. There's a that. And for $3.5 million, someone's going to fucking jail.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I would spend another $3.5 million for people to know that I'm not fucking stupid, that I got ripped off for Pokemon cards for $3.5 million. There's no way I'm taking fucking pictures and doing TMZ fucking interviews and all this shit.
Yeah.
I think it was, I have, wink, wink, so much money. I lost out on $3.5 million in cards. There's no fucking, if he actually did get ripped off, my bad, bro. There should have been lawyers involved in the fucking very first place. But no, I feel like it's a publicity thing, and it's he doesn't have a fight right now, so it's the next publicity thing to get him to the next fight. That, just to keep his name out there. Because if I got ripped off, fucking what could we get ripped off on? Fucking anything. I have those fucking belts that are supposed to make you lose weight that don't make you lose weight at all. And there's no way I'm gonna fucking put on my Instagram, I got ripped off. Like, that's how small I would do it. There's no
Right,
way I would put on Instagram or any fucking let any of my friends know, hey.
I mean, you'd let one of us know.
Yeah, right? Fucking, if I got ripped off in a Batman statue, I'll put it this way. I got a sound bar for my TV and I asked people, hey, which one's better, this one or this one? Like, that's how fucking, I don't want to waste $100 or $150, let alone $3.5 million. There's people that need to praise this shit. There's people that need to everything. Fucking that fucking guy with the fucking white glove that needs to fucking make sure there's not dust on it. Fucking needs to fucking be there. And he needs to be English. There's no fucking way I would ever lose that money, let alone tell everybody about it and take pictures about it. No, that's fucking not real. It's a publicity. There's no way.
Oh my God, you spent 5 minutes saying the same shit over and over. Fuck you.
I love you, Andres. Is it 13% you said?
Shit, man.
It's 13%.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
You're welcome. I'm single. I can.
Down the hatch.
Driving that man to drink.
Andres, do you have any comments?
He says one word and then he signs off and fucking checks his fucking Instagram and then comes back in. We're doing a show here.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said literally the same thing over and over and over and over. I don't with you that it is just fucking publicity for him. Like, no publicity is bad publicity in his eyes. I get it. Like, you said that in a secular fashion for 5 minutes straight. You didn't take a break. You didn't breathe. It was just coming out in circles over and over. Thank you. I agree with you. I don't disagree with what you said. The only point that I will make is that I originally hated him as much as Esteban did, but then he was talking shit to Dana White about fighters' pay and how he should pay his fighters more, and that he'd retire from boxing and join the UFC if Dana White would agree to pay his fighters more and give medical benefits. So the guy's not a total dick. So I do not hate him as much anymore. So yeah, this is probably fucking publicity. And with what Ash was saying, you'd probably put that money in escrow to make sure that asset was legit, so you wouldn't waste $3.5 million or whatever. So leave it as well. That's it.
All right. Well, I still think Logan Paul's a dick, but I do agree with what he was saying. Which you just reminded me, Andres. I completely forgot that he called Dana White out on paying his fighters more and offering medical benefits.
You could be a dick and make good points as well. So
this is true.
Two things are not mutually exclusive.
This is true. And if you guys have been watching us for the last 65 episodes, Andres rings true for that. All right, and then we're gonna get into the fun part of our show where we go ahead and talk Spider-Man No Way Home. So all four of us have seen Spider-Man No Way Home. I think even Carmen has seen it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Before we go ahead and jump in, I want one word from each of you to go ahead and explain your thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. Luis.
One word?
Too much time. Ash.
Everything.
Luis.
That's my word.
Magical.
Andres.
Incredible.
See, it's not that hard, Luis.
It's amazing because it fits with the movie.
Amazing.
There you go. Okay, so we finally saw that it was true. All three Spider-Man showed up in the film, which I think was fucking perfect in the film. We got a little bit of Matt Murdock in the movie. Just like Andres called earlier a few years back that Matt Murdock would go ahead and return as Daredevil, or Charlie Cox would return as Daredevil. So what are your guys' favorite scenes? I mean, because granted, everyone's already seen it now. There's really not much spoilers that we can go ahead and talk about for Spider-Man No Way Home, but genuine scene, like you're just like, wow, like that was fucking, like I never thought that they would go ahead and bring it together like that.
I'll kick us off. It's hard to isolate a absolute favorite scene, but the one that had me gasping out loud in the theater is the first fight that Peter had with the Green Goblin. And they're doing these over the top fight moves on each other, like when he fucking power bombs them through
that was fucking dope,
a fucking floor, like steps on the wall, jumps off the wall, Superman punch, like it just looked so raw and gritty. Just they're putting everything out there, like they're both just gritting their teeth, fucking each other up. It just felt, I mean, it sounds silly to make this comparison, but it just felt like the WrestleMania title fight, like the way they were just, it was
for sure
very theatric. The choreography was beautiful, so it wasn't over the top CGI. It was just very like basic because they're still very strong, so it's just like, I'm just gonna fuck you up, like, oh my god. So I would say that would be one for me. Okay.
Andres?
Fuck, there's a lot of shit in that movie that was so good. All the scenes with Spider-Man interacting with each other were great. I think the part that I felt, I don't know, that I loved the most is when they were all giving their like heartbreaks and shit that happened. Like it was first like Andrew Garfield being like devastated that he lost Gwen. And then fucking Toby talking about Uncle Ben. So like, yeah, like that was really super touching. Like that movie was like literally perfect. Like it touched upon all the past. It gave the characters each their like moment in the sun. Like the Toby part, because he is obviously the oldest brother of the three, where he was like all fucking stretching because of his back and shit, and he was like warm up. Like there was like so much good shit in the movie. The like the heartbreak at the end where he's like, yeah, everybody should forget me, and we could move on. Like I'll make everybody remember me. And could go back to normal. And seeing how much he loved MJ, and even though that was the case, like he was willing to sacrifice that. Oh, and then us losing Marissa Tomei's character, that was heartbreaking, and having seen him deal with that, yeah, like that movie was like perfect. Like I thought it would be hard to beat Endgame, and like this is like I probably need some time to dwell on it to see if it beats Endgame for me. Like right now, comic book movie wise, it would be fucking Heath Ledger's, because that was like a perfect film. It had motherfucking like waves of incredibility to it. You go back to it, it's still wonderful. But yeah, I have to dwell on it if it's beat that to me. Like there's little parts where like fucking characters took scenes away from like the main actor, and you're like, oh my god, fucking Andrew Garfield is so great in this. It's like, fucking give him his fucking movie. And it's like, oh, like Toby was great in it, but maybe like this was his swan song for him. Maybe he doesn't want to go forward with it, and which is totally cool. Like we got his trilogy, and yeah, the last movie didn't end the best. Whatever, fine. But you still got like the nostalgia seeing him, and like he played it fucking wonderfully. Like, yeah, like you hit that movie, you let the characters be those characters, which carried over from their movies. Yeah, like that was a perfect film.
It really was, because when we saw Toby, just like, Ash was saying, the minute you see Toby, it's like he didn't miss a beat. It's like you honestly believe, like, fuck, this dude's been Spider-Man for the last 20 years. Like he is fucking Spider-Man.
Hold up, that scene when Toby's like shooting his webs and they're like, what the fuck, you shot that from your arm?
Yeah, that part was dope. Yeah, like but you can tell that moment right there, the Toby Spider-Man had okay, I'm slightly better than you guys because I don't need to worry about fucking web cartridges or web fluid and shit. You know what I mean? Like that was cool. I really dug that part.
I fucking engineered that. Like I didn't have the ability to shoot fucking webs eternally, but I fucking created that because I'm fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. And I know that there are probably tons of deleted scenes that ended up on the cutting room floor, probably with all three of them. So I'm really hoping that, we see some deleted scenes in the Blu-ray. And I'm not going to lie, even before I saw the movie, because of the hype, I already pre-ordered No Way Home. So it's like, I'm just waiting now, because I think I saw today that No Way Home should be streaming.
Amazon? Huh? What did you order that through?
I ordered it through Amazon. I was able to pre-order it off of Amazon. But it should be streaming February 28th. You will be able to stream No Way Home. The mere fact, like their chemistry and their banter between all three, it was very brotherly, which was fantastic. I thought it was great. And Andrew Garfield, I think, hit it out of the park, obviously being Spider-Man. And I think it reignited a lot of people that did not like his last Spider-Man movies. Like now all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, fucking Andrew Garfield, he's a fucking genius. Like he is Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. But with that brother banter, you can tell that Andrew Garfield is the middle brother. He acts as the middle brother because you can see the attention that he wants. So he's just like, oh, no. Like, no, I'm not amazing at all. I'm all this and that. And then Toby's just like, no, you are amazing. He goes, thanks, man. Thanks for saying that. That's very middle brother. I mean, let's be honest. It really is,
but it touches on, it's the amazing Spider-Man. It's the amazing Spider. So it hits that like third part of it.
Yeah,
it really does. And I think I loved the fact that John Watts gave Andrew Garfield that redemption, or that Peter Parker B, as they called it, or Peter Parker 2, that redemption to save MJ.
It's 3.
Like
he was.
Oh, he was 3?
Number 3.
Oh, he was 3. Oh yeah, that's right.
Because they were like constantly making jabs throughout the movie that he was the worst one. Like, you've been to space? Oh, I fought an alien. You fought an alien? I'm lame. And that's when they all call him amazing. He's like, oh, Spider. He's not that all Spider. No, you're Spider 3. And so it's Spider-Man, Spider 1, Spider 2, Spider 3. Like, just kind of like, oh God, it's so great.
I really didn't catch that. I'm gonna have to watch it when it starts streaming again.
Oh, dude, I think I was losing my mind about that. That it's like, they just kept jabbing.
Yeah.
But like, I'm part of the Avengers. He's like, that's so cool.
What is that?
Band? Are you in a band?
Yeah.
You're in a band for it. That was,
Oh man,
it was very in character. Like number 3, like if you watch the Amazing Spider-Man, he's very sarcastic. He's very whatever. So like, it's like, I don't care, man. Like whatever. Like let's just do what we have to do.
Yeah.
I didn't take it that way. I didn't take it as
like
the
Amazing Spider-Man in the end when he couldn't look her in the eye is fucking amazing. Like it's not a cop out. It wasn't for an introvert, and a lot of times I am. Like there's little idiosyncrasies that were amazing. So like for you to see other people like that, like, oh fuck, there's another Peter Parker, there's this, there's that. Yeah. There's the fucking, hey, I just want to save Mary Jane, everything's cool, like, but amazed by everything, Tom Holland. And then there's fucking the guy that's been through everything, fucking Tobey Maguire, but at the same time can still do the for everything.
Yeah.
He's weird, and he'd be like, but when he said number 3, he was, as you said, the middle child, like, whatever, bro, like whatever gets the fight to stop happening, like fucking number 3, let's like.
I didn't take it that way. I took it more of like, I get it, I'm the worst one. Like, that's how I took it when he said it that way. Like, number 3, though. Like,
there's no way they're willing to admit, like, hey, bro, Sinister Six needs to have, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way he wasn't the worst. If we're going by Tom Holland, amazing, but we didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it was Tobey Maguire, and then okay, now we're going on to the prettier guy. Like, that's what at the time. And then now it's like fucking Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man, but Andrew Garfield is like my Spider-Man, like sarcastic, insecure, but secure. Like, that's my Spider-Man for me. So it hit on all kinds of fucking tones. I'm sorry, we're still on Andres. Go on.
No, we weren't. You're fine. I just touching on what you were saying is like, yeah, before I got into it, that first Amazing Spider-Man Andrew Garfield is fucking awesome. It being correct, or it being Gwen Stacy, it's like, okay, like everything was working really well. The only thing I hated about the second is that you could tell it was fucking rushed. Like the Jamie Foxx's character shit didn't make much sense. They fucking killed Gwen, where I thought they could have pushed that for a third one.
Yeah.
6. But you could tell it was because fucking Sony made like fucking bank on first Amazing Spider-Man, and they wanted to put something out there where they didn't have a good script a good script locked down, and this is what we got. The movie doesn't suck. It isn't the greatest. I think it deserved to fucking die because of that. So yeah, I agree with you. I thought that third Tobey Maguire Sam Raimi movie was a fucking disaster. Like last shit in it. Dude, I love Bryce Dallas Howard, and the whole fucking scene with fucking emo Tobey Maguire fucking ruined it. I can't.
And the punch thing that's supposed to be forgiven, like that was all weird. Like the punch when he punched Mary Jane, like that was like, whoa, homie, no.
For Topher Grace, yeah, the I physically fucking hit
my girlfriend, and we're together.
I hit. That was like, well, okay, you crossed the line that you can't go back. And then miscasting Topher Grace as Venom was bad. Could have made him, like, if you were gonna make a 4, you could have put him as Carnage, and that would have worked as Carnage. You needed a bigger, like physically bigger, imposing character as Venom. Didn't do it.
And also not the us thing. And then whenever he needed to talk, he needed to be the half face. None of that. It was more like, hey, we have Topher Grace. We need to show him as much as possible. That's what it felt like. And then 2, I liked like Tobey Maguire needed to be the savior, but Andrew Garfield was like, Emma Stone was like, no, we're gonna go finish this guy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And he would be like, I need to stop you. And like, we have all seen the little meme that they've done to it. Like I'm doing everything to keep you safe. I have your dad's death on my mind, as well as trying to be with you. Like there's all these things. And it's like, he plays all of it. Like Andrew Garfield plays all of it. It's not, hey, now Tobey Maguire, try to be cool. And then I guess if I do this, I'm cool. Like it was like, an actor's actor, which he just recently won something very, very recently.
He won the Golden Globe for Tick Tick Boom,
which I just saw the other day, and it is a really great movie. He transforms himself to this person.
If for an actor's actor, you're giving credence to everything you've been through. Like, so of course he's gonna be like this and that, and like he's amazing. You asked what scenes hit us the most, and it's a tie by 3, and I think I did bring this up last week. It is the my favorite scene is when they all answer the same but different in the style of their Peter Parker. Was amazing. And then when they kept tripping out that we're all saying the same thing, was perfect. Again, in their own style of that character, perfect. The loss of Marissa. There was somebody behind me that when she said, "With great power comes great responsibility," somebody behind me realized what's going to happen, and I was like, "Oh." I didn't realize. I thought they were just saying like it was like a nerd thing, like, hey, that's what Uncle Ben said. But that person knew, like, oh no, like this is
yeah.
But in my head, I was like, when the glider hits her, again, spoiler, when the glider hits her, I was like, that's weird that it didn't hurt her, but it killed somebody, but it didn't hurt her that much. And I was kind of thinking, okay, let's just forgive that. And then maybe it hit her on like the wing, and it didn't hit her the way it would.
Yeah.
But it did, and it was plated amazing, homie. Like, again, it tugs at the heartstrings. I'll wrap this up. It tugs at the heartstrings because, again, it was like, imagine looking at your kid knowing you're gonna die, and like you need to make sure that he's like, hey, bro, it's cool. Like, this is it's good. Like, you just not be here where we're all feeling. You need to feel like that. And then
for sure.
And then and then the last one was I did get really afraid because when he walked into was it a donut shop, coffee shop? I got really afraid that all of a sudden they were together.
I thought the same thing.
Don't do this. Please don't fucking make it weird and be like, well, you didn't exist, so I got with him. Like, I got real like, don't make this weird. But they never got to that. But it was like they still kept it with like, I don't want to ruin this. And I don't want to the thing I didn't want is for you to get hurt and blah, blah, blah. And like, and Tom Holland played that fucking perfect. It was almost like a goodbye. Like, fuck, it was bad. Like, fucking, those are the 3 scenes that were like, the 2 scenes I mentioned after were like, oh, and but my favorite scene was when they all entered as Peter Parker.
That's dope.
Did I repeat myself? I don't want to say the same thing for 5 minutes. Okay.
Do you guys think that now Sony will push forward with an Amazing Spider-Man 3? I know we want it, but do you think they'll do it?
That was supposed to happen.
Yeah, they scrapped that along with 3.
Yeah. Maybe it's not 3, but it's Sinister 6.
Maybe. I mean, at the end of Venom 2, they threw him in the Marvel universe, and then at the end of Spider-Man: No Way Home, they threw Venom back. They kept a piece of the symbiote.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was like very like just
they
kidding.
undid it. No, they just wanted the symbiote. Like, that's it. Now, that being said, though, I can see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man existing in the universe where Morbius and Venom exist as a possibility. I could see that.
I'm kind of hoping for a Dickie. Nope, that sounded weird. A Dickie version of Tom Hardy.
He meant it.
You know what I mean? Like a fucking. It's still Tom Hardy, but it's like not that. Sound. Don't need anybody. Like I'm kind of hoping like fucking Bane Venom.
Yeah. The way Brock.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Minus the fucking. I got fucking played by a kid.
Oh Lord. Yeah. I mean, in short, I see it happening. The rumors are popping up now that they've like separated the universes, and it's like made it very clear for fans of like what this is and what that is. And Morbius is making it a very big point to like, we are our own thing. Because in the trailer, he's like, "Who are you? I'm Venom." Just kidding. I'm Dr. Morbius. Like, so it's like, we're in the same universe. And then we talked about this too, about in the subway scene, there's a poster that has Spider-Man in the background. So we know Spider-Man exists. What iteration of Spider-Man? Yeah.
Which would, if it is Andrew Garfield that would be in that universe, would make sense if Michael Keaton is not Vulture.
Exactly. Because it's a separate universe.
But again,
right. But that's what they're saying.
And the general public. Like, again, there's a girlfriend that goes to these fucking movies just because you like this shit, and you can go to fucking brunch on Sunday for mimosas. There's people that go to these movies just because, and they need to be able to follow these movies, right? It's, again, what I always bring up. So the WWE has to figure out, like, they have to fucking make this guy fucking awesome while getting other people interested in you with these other things. And so if we watch this movie and we see Michael Keaton, one, not only do we think Batman, but now you got us accustomed to, we're going to think Vulture, right?
An argument can be made. Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to think Vulture. You're going to think Sony. Sony is still Vulture.
The problem with me, though, is or anybody in this room, is we're all initiated.
One of the problems. Go on.
Yeah, my only flaw as a human. No, it's we're all initiated. So to us, it's so easy for us to like compartmentalize it, you know? Yeah. So like I watched the movie and I'm already like, oh, okay, different universe, got it, go. Like I've already been conditioned, like especially if with the Multiverse of Madness, this Doctor Strange film, like I'm imagining they're gonna like put that more front and center of like, these are separate, like,
right. But imagine Hugh Jackman shows up and he's fucking a post office guy. Like, you're gonna be like, wait, what? You got me accustomed to, especially because you're introducing new universes.
But that's the thing, is that, like Luis was saying, is that you need to go into the film knowing that you're going to see something out of the ordinary. You're going to see something, with a previous character that you have been conditioned with or initiated with, being something that they're not in this universe. So, and that's what I was gonna kind of allude to.
How many fucking actors are there out there? Like, there's a million actors. You don't need Michael Keaton. You don't need Michael Keaton to play. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, fucking homie.
Okay, but Sony has come out. They have already said that the Michael Keaton in Morbius is not Vulture.
But it's part of if Michael Keaton was even in a Marvel movie.
I think you're just annoyed that it's Michael Keaton playing multiple roles, because you're very down with the whole "don't change my shit" persona.
And also down with the sickness. But no.
He does.
No. He's Batman and he's fucking Vulture.
But that's my point. That's my point. That's my point. That's exactly my point. You're the mere fact, it's to you, and it's not. I get it. You want to keep certain actors pure and to one character. He's your Batman. Okay, he's your Batman. There is no other Batman like him. He's your Batman. Okay, but that's
But I mean, okay, but Batman or Venom and Bane are not a thing for me. Like, it's not a.
Because you've accepted it. You see what I mean? Right. Okay. But see, you're not getting it, dude. You've accepted it. You've accepted that Batman or that Bane and Venom, they are two different things. If for the way it looks right now is that you can't accept that Michael Keaton can be Vulture in the Spider-Man one and then playing a different character of himself in the Morbius one and also be Batman.
No, not also be Batman and also be Vulture. In this, again, it's in the Sony universe. It's not even in the.
For it being Marvel, I see what you're saying. Like if it was like Tom Hardy is Bane.
9 55-year-olds that could play that role tonight. There's a reason you got fucking Michael Cole. Michael Keaton.
Don't change his shit. That's all it is.
It's
Don't
like
change my
not-
shit.
My shit. Bro.
It's all within Marvel, and it's like you're having the same actor play different characters in a Marvel property, or at least that's how I'm
right. You're not gonna have Chris Evans just all of a sudden show up and like, hey, I'm the fucking person that falls in love with Psylocke and he's gonna die. You're not gonna have Chris Evans do that, right?
Yeah, and then come back as Human Torch.
Which that might happen. Which if
True.
we saw, there was a little comicbook.com thing where you see him as Torch. Anyway, it's not a fight against that. It's a fight against. I've even accepted there's the Sony verse, the Marvel verse, and the fucking DC verse. Like everything that we're gonna accept. What I'm saying is within the same verse, don't have to be the same guy. Like, come on, man.
Don't have it be the same guy.
If you see Forrest Gump Part 2, and then you see fucking Jenny play like, hey, I'm her twin sister, fucking Benny, and I don't have cancer. You're gonna be like,
lazy.
oh, okay, no, you're just trying to get away with shit. Like, I get it. She had cancer in the film. Not making fun of cancer.
I get you. No, I get you, buddy.
Yeah.
I disagree with you completely.
Absolutely. If someone wants to play everything in every fucking universe and whatever, and like, just give me a paycheck. You're not Sean Connery. You're good.
That's like not even.
Who did we
case,
cast
man.
as the Joker? Tom Hardy. All right, awesome. So in the next film we got Bane. Who's Bane? Tom Hardy. Okay. Who's gonna be Dr. Hurt? Tom Hardy. Like,
Who's Robin?
but in this one, he wears a wig. Like, that's
like not even the case, man.
No, I know it, but that was a much simplified version of Ash's point. It's like if it's in the same universe, just get a different actor. There's 1,000 actors that can.
We all have somebody that sees these movies because of us. That's what I'm saying. Like we got to see the Lake House to be able to see Blade 3. We have to see fucking The Notebook to be able to see fucking whatever. All of us have that fucking balance, minus me because I have guinea pigs. But you know what I mean? It's hard to be like, no, it's cool because there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say. Like, it's Michael Keaton. That's all. Fuck it.
I
Don't
understand,
change
buddy.
my shit.
I'm on your side. I'm on your side. It makes sense what you're saying. I don't feel as passionate about it as you do, but I understand.
13% alcohol. Nom 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 nom.
This one,
Actors, bro. There's so many actors. You don't need. It sucks. It sucks.
Do you think Hollywood is really hurting because of that?
No, but there's fucking. I'll put it this way. I'll put it to wrestling again. There are, off the count of my hand, 5 great wrestlers that Vince McMahon has losing to somebody that's fucking 6 foot and can't wrestle. That has to fucking be able to make that motherfucker look good. That in any other promotion is WrestleMania status, is fucking what WrestleMania fucking really should be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking stupid that you fucking build these fucking people up and then give them a WrestleMania fucking match and go, hey, go 40 minutes and expect that motherfucker that's been going against AJ Styles for 3 weeks, fucking 3 months, and you put him against another big guy and go, hey, make this shit amazing. It never fucking works. For him to get his fucking dream, you have to have, it's like what you said about Dexter. You have 2 great actors and you have a sea of fucking dumb shits. You have 2 great actors.
Yeah.
Well, the reverse of that is you have a sea of great actors, and then in the old days, I would say, and then you have Keanu. Everybody's a great actor, but then Keanu is a star. I'm not saying he's a fucking great actor now, but I have way more respect for him than I've had in the past. Or Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is, I made $2 million. I say this line, this line, this line. But then you have fucking Anthony Hopkins in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you gotta fucking step your shit up. I'm going everywhere with this, but there's just I'm passionate about it because I respect actors and I respect people that could do the fucking same job and not confuse everybody. And I guess they figure in a world like with Doctor Strange, he could be the Morbius guy, the fucking that guy, like, you know what I mean? Like, even in the Eternals, are you Superman? And I was like, this is weird.
How is that weird? Well, go ahead, Andres.
You don't want him to be the Vulture, and you have an issue with that last casting. Sorry, it just like literally slipped my mind. Who would you rather have play that actor, or what actor would you rather play that Vulture than instead of?
My issue is not Vulture. It's any other person that could have played Morbius's doctor.
Yeah, and I understand.
You're going to merge the worlds, or it's his name as a doctor. Then I'm all good. Like, it's in this world he's a doctor, but in this world he's the Vulture. Like,
yeah.
There's a bunch of worlds where Bruce Wayne he has his dad and mom, and he's like fucking just the spoiled brat. He never becomes Batman, never whatever. I get it.
I get it. I just don't like it.
I don't.
And by me asking you that, it wasn't saying that, okay, you're wrong, give me what you would prefer instead. Like, I totally agree. I just want to know, like, okay, do you have somebody specifically for that?
Picard. Who's Picard? Patrick Stewart as Vulture. Am I wrong?
I don't like
if we were gonna change his shit.
What is the last thing you saw him in, though?
I mean, say Professor Xavier. Right. Right. Which I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. If this is the Sony verse, and then this is like a fucking weird whatever, that's what I'm willing to accept. If it's the Marvel verse and fucking, I already said Chris Evans, but if you ever see Robert Downey Jr. playing anybody but Tony Stark, that movie's done.
It's true.
That's all. Anybody got a problem with that? Anybody got time for that? That's all. I have been dealing with this for a while. So, next subject.
That was the last
I tapped to my own rant.
That was the last topic.
Oh, okay. Hey, my question to you guys.
Yeah.
Which I will put each of your $10. So $10 each. Fucking A. Why do you get all weird with money, Luis? You weirdo.
That's $30.
Okay, so Esteban, who do you feel is gonna win the Royal Rumble?
Oh, bro, I don't even know who's in the Royal Rumble.
Just give a name. Don't say Hulk Hogan.
Else. I gotta.
All right, Luis.
I gotta see who's in the Royal Rumble first.
Yeah, I am so far removed. I have no idea. And that's probably the best person to ask.
Andres is the best person to ask, but I'm saying, like, what are the names you know?
John Cena, say it, bitch.
Yeah, I know. I know John Cena, The Rock, fucking Stone Cold. I know AJ Styles because that's the dude you like.
Okay, say AJ. That was that.
Say it weird like that. You ain't gotta say it weird like that.
CM Punk, but he's in AEW now, right?
Oh, so no, you don't know shit, but you know that he's in AEW, right?
That made really big news.
Don't act like you don't know, homie. Don't act like you don't know.
He won't be the. You already know that. Don't tell him the story that you're going to tell him, because he won't be the one.
He won't be the one. Well, he wasn't the one when he said that, like, Froggy and Matt Murdock won't show up, and then he fucking lost that bet. So Like what is your bet? What I'm saying is I'm putting in your $10 amongst us four. Whatever your $10 is, what is the name of your bet? Look at your phone, I think he's saying.
Or he goes forward. Is it whoever gets the closest to 11? Because obviously it's 30 men in the ring.
Yeah.
Is it whoever's closest to the right answer is the winner, or
We'll go that route. Whoever gets the fucking name that's gonna fucking win, then gets the $40. But whoever, like, if it's, then it becomes the closest to the number that wins. So if number fucking 20 wins, and your number was, the guy you pick was 19, then that's the way we'll do that. That makes sense?
yes?
Okay.
I pick Kevin Owens.
You pick Kevin Owens. All right, Luis. Still, come on, man.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that's a very good choice, by the way.
Thank
It's a
you.
very fucking good choice. He's supposed to lose his title, go into the Rumble, and win it. It's a very good choice. You might win $40.
Stevan.
Fuck it. Let's go with Rollins. Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Not a bad.
I will go Big E. So we have Big E, Brock Lesnar, Andreas, you said who?
He said Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. So if our picks don't win, whatever number comes in and is closest to the number that does win, we get the $40. And I put in the money for all of you guys.
Royal Rumble is the 29th, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for Comics Podcast, episode 65. We truly appreciate you guys tuning in, leaving us comments. Luis, how do you feel about everybody leaving comments?
I love it. I couldn't ask for more.
Bro, you're supposed to say your little spiel that you typically
I was about
say.
to.
Okay, my bad.
It took me a second. You put me on the spot. We definitely appreciate it. It costs nothing to you, means everything to us. It's your opportunity to be a part of the show, and it really does make our day so that we know it doesn't just go into the void and that you're there enjoying our content. So we appreciate you all. Prayer hands.
Love you guys. See you guys next week.
Comics, we're everywhere.
Comics, fuck your mother.
No,
Italy,
let's not do that.
Unless she's single and hot.
Hi, everybody.